Although she had been inside this room only once before, Kit could have described every inch of it, and she moved forward without hesitation in the direction of the desk. Her outstretched hand touched the back of the desk chair. She reached past this and felt the flat, smooth surface of the desktop beneath her palm. She groped over a pile of papers, a computer, and found her goal: the telephone. She would not be able to see the numbers in the dark, but that did not matter. If she punched enough buttons, she'd eventually reach an operator. In 1 minute, she thought. Just 1 more minute, I'll hear Tracy's voice, or her mother's or father's, and she would say, "This is Kit. I'm trapped at Blackwood. Help! You've got to help me!" Her hand was shaking as she lifted the receiver, and her other hand felt for the buttons. So great was her anticipation that she had already drawn in her breath to speak, when she realized that there was no dial tone. Silent and dead, the receiver lay against her ear. For a long moment she stood there, unmoving, willing it to life. Then slowly, she lowered it and let it fall from her hand onto the desk. The clatter was loud. It did not matter. Nothing mattered now. "It was our one chance," Kit said softly. "Our one last chance." Never would there be another night like this one, with so much confusion and excitement, with people rushing in different directions, and the office door forgotten and unlocked. It was a one-time occurrence. By the time the phone line was repaired, the house would be back to normal and the office secure against invasion. If I were Sandy, Kit thought miserably, I'd have hysterics. I'd stand here and shriek and laugh and bang my head against the wall. Or I'd cry. I think I could cry from now to eternity and still have more tears. But being herself, she did neither. She simply stood there in the darkness, leaning upon the desk, waiting for the inevitable. Madame would return to the parlor with the candles, and as soon as Professor Farley realized that Kit was not with her, someone would be dispatched to find her, and whoever it was would not have to think long to know where to look. It was only a matter of minutes. The hall beyond the doorway grew lighter, and she heard the footsteps approaching. Then suddenly a flashlight appeared, turned straight into her face. Jules's voice said, "Kit? What are you doing in here?" The flashlight beam moved to the desktop and found the phone, receiver off the hook. She could hear Jules draw in his breath. "You made a call?" "Of course." Kit tried to keep her voice steady. "I called the police. They're on their way up from the village now. You better tell your mother to get those gates open, Jules." "Then why haven't you hung up?" Jules came into the room and reached across her to pick up the receiver from the desk. He held it to his ear for a moment, then replaced it on the hook. "Good try," he said. His voice was oddly gentle. "The lines must be down. Come on, Kit. Let's get back to the others." "I don't want to go back," Kit said. "I won't sit there in that room with your mother and the professor and make conversation and act as though they're normal people." "Kit, please. I wish you wouldn't feel this way." He tried to put his arm around her shoulders, but Kit twisted free and stepped quickly around the desk chair so that it stood between them. "Okay," Jules said stiffly. "If that's the way you want it, I'll take you to your room. You have to let me do that at least, or you'll never find your way without a flashlight." He moved so that the beam of light made a pathway across the carpet and bounced against the opposite wall. It flickered upward across a pile of canvases and stopped, focused upon one that stood propped against the side of the filing cabinet. It was a moment before either of them could